10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Hello everyone and welcome back to the TI11 Last Chance Qualifiers. We have the very last series of the night and it's a good one. It's Team Liquid versus Infamous. So we get a little Western Europe versus South American action. I know you're very excited for this match, Waga. I know you've got your Swedish boys that you're cheering for over there.
Yes, definitely. I mean, we got a team that's 80% Sweden. I'm just hoping to see sweeps at TI. Team Liquid, they're doing pretty good so far. They managed to win against T1 2-0, I believe. And they also got a 1-1 against Extreme Gaming. So going into this against Infamous, I would be lying if I said I wasn't a little bit biased, but more than anything, I'm excited to see some good Dota. I mean, this is TI. We're casting some TI games here. TI Last Chance Qualifiers. So I'm hoping to see Infamous put up a good fight here and ultimately lose because I'm definitely biased.
Well, I'm glad that you're very open about it. I mean, I'm going to be honest. I'm a big Liquid fan, but I'm also a huge South American fan. So
good.
I think a lot of people know that. So we can each root for, a different team. At the end of the day, just want to see really good Dota. But very excited about this. I actually was reading an interview that some of the coaches gave on Team Liquid, and they said, I think Jab said, they weren't sure what to expect from Infamous because they haven't done a lot with like international LAN play. So like they did their research against Extreme, Virtus Pro, like these bigger teams. But in terms of Infamous, they said it was a little bit more of a question mark for them. So I'm really curious how this is all going to go down.
Yeah, I mean, that's usually one of the strengths that Team Liquid have is that they have probably the biggest team in Dota for backing their players in terms of coaches. They have, Jarek's coaching, Blitz coaching. They have Jabs as an analyst officially. I mean, he's also a coach, right? It's like they have multiple people doing a lot of prep work for the team. So you'd expect with a lot of time between the qualifiers into the last chance qualifiers, there's a lot of time to study your opponents. But like you said, if Infamous are a hard team to read into, then this could be a dangerous matchup for Team Liquid then. Looking into the draft a little bit, we see Liquid get their hands on the Marcy here as they banned out the Tusk and Enigma, and Visage, Undying, banned out by Infamous. Probably saw Zai on his Visage earlier today. He put in some serious work playing that, so I would also rate that as a very good ban against Team Liquid, having seen what he did earlier, keeping his team alive with it.
I think it's really interesting to see that the Nyx Assassin got picked up. This is another hero that most recently started to gain more and more attraction as a position 4. He did just get some really nice buffs with the most recent patch. And if you can make it at a laning stage, if you can pair this guy up with like something ranged, he definitely becomes very, very powerful. He gives you a lot of information on the map, being able to scout, and also, kind of helps solidify that, safety for something like a Leshrac that tends to be a little bit susceptible to things like Nyx. On the flip side, though, this is the second time we've seen the Shadow Fiend picked up super early. Is it just because they're assuming the Leshrac is going mid?
I think it's not just that. I think people are recognizing that, SF, he's a bit like Lina right now in a sense on the mid lane, that he can lane against most things and actually do quite well after the buffs that he got. And added to that, he has the flexibility of being a great safe laner as well. So you can put him into a lot of matchups. I wouldn't say there are too many different matchups where, we picked SF and now we can't put him either safe lane or mid lane. You're always going to be able to have him on one of those two. So I like this opening of having him paired up with something like a Marcy. We actually saw exactly this combination earlier as well, right? The Marcy SF with the tossback. So yeah, I like the opening, but like you said, the Nyx and the Leshrac, they play well into each other. You have good stuns here. Both of them can be, difficult initiation stunts, but certainly fantastic follow-ups. Or if there's no detection, of course, Nyx can easily initiate.
I mean, this is a this is TI. Like, these guys are gonna have detection. They're not gonna be foolish enough not to be carrying it or placing it ahead of time, I hope.
Yeah, I mean, you will try, but you can't cover the entire map in sentry. Sometimes that Nyx is gonna sneak up on people and be able to initiate from fog. It's not always that easy to cover everything. That also is a little bit of a detail that I sometimes think about. Almost every single draft, if I think about it, I would like to have some form of invis or invisible feature in it, like TA traps or something, that forces the opponent to buy more sentries, just because of the starving factor that, oh, now the enemy have to buy so many more sentries and, you know, get poor on their supports from buying detection.
Remaining.
That's nice to have. Just a Nyx already, you know, the enemy are going to have to spend a lot to control him.
Does it also, like, are you talking about just clearly in draft, or do you mean also thinking about the idea of who's going to be buying invis, like giving just any sort of invisibility, either item or hero based?
Exactly, having something. If you don't have an invis hero, then Shadowblade becomes just slightly more attractive because of that. If you already have like a Clinks on your team, then Shadowblade becomes a lot less attractive for potentially a Shadow Fiend or something like that, right? Mm-hmm. But it's just about having something so that the opponents are forced. It's a minor concept, but it's still nice to think about.
5 seconds remaining.
No, I like that idea. And I think I know Robson's a very big fan of this, but picking up an early gem, if you have like that kind of domination going on, being able to pick up the early gem and also being able to remove any sort of safeguards that the enemy team has on the map so they don't feel safe walking outside that base.
Honestly, I think Gem is probably still underutilized for how impactful it can be. Not just when you're dominating, but even in games that are tough. Sometimes, I know the game can be difficult, but buying a gem when you're on the back foot can clear out a lot of deep vision that the opponents are bound to have when they are controlling the game. And it can feel scary to make that purchase, because what if I just die again for the 6th time or whatever and I lose it? Yeah, but if you had the gem, then you might not die because you clear out all those wards. Speaking of dying, we have Clockwork, another great pick-off hero here. And finally, we have a good initiation hero for Infamous so that they can follow up those stuns into it.
10 seconds remaining.
Hook shot into Cogs, very easy for Leshark to play with.
Well, I do like the idea of how all these parts work together as well coming out from this draft right now, because you have the Nyx Assassin who's going to be able to do that scouting and allow the Clockwork to get in a good position. So it is going to allow them to be able to make these rotations on the map and potentially make more space for whatever they decide to pick up for Parker as a position 1.
Yeah, but I also feel this means that you probably want to put one of these as cores, right? I don't know about running Nyx and Clockwork as 2 supports, but you can definitely play Clockwork core ever since it's changed to Battery Assault as well. Like, just looking at it, I'm not sure I would like having a +4 Nyx and a 5 Clockwork, for instance. I feel like they're a little bit strange how they play together then, but I would like to see a core Clockwork possibly.
Even if they're paired up with like something ranged within the lane too, you wouldn't want to see that just as the combo?
It can be done, but I think personally, no, I wouldn't prefer having the 2 of them. It becomes a little bit awkward just if you have 2 supports that are both melee. Even just something as simple as dewarding the opponent. Yeah, you can hit stuff on the high ground, of course, or like on cliffs, but it's a little bit awkward when you always have to run up to every observer ward for the rest of the game with your 2 supports. I don't know. Personally, not preferring that, so we'll see how they decide to lane it. I love the draft that's coming out from Liquid. The synergy is very high here. You have SF with minus armor aura, with Marcy having high damage output, with Beastmaster coming in with extra attack speed aura as well, working very well. SF and Beasts are quite classic combo. And now Witch Doctor, a hero that we see more and more of recently, I want to say. The hero has become more popular in the recent months. And yeah, just looks very, very well composed. Bit of team fight, bit of split push, bit of late game. Infamous getting even more pick-off though. Their disables and pick-off potential is very high on Infamous. Batrider added Infamous.
5 seconds remaining.
The other thing I'm a little concerned is that we're seeing something kind of similar to what we saw earlier with what Wildcard had going on, where you've got a lot of like single target attacking and like lockdown. And it does feel like a little, if you have this clockwork as a core, it's very similar in what it does to the Batrider. And I love Batrider. Like, Batrider is one of those heroes that is just so good. We talked about this earlier too. Having any sort of hero that can do repositioning, like punish any sort of bad positioning and then drag them further in, so that way it's on your own turn, right? And you know, he does have some other nice functions as well, you know, being able to throw out the sticky napalm, being able to bounce back flame break, but I'm not
10
sure
seconds remaining.
I'm loving this draft coming out from the side of Infamous right now.
5
Yeah,
seconds
it's
remaining.
I mean, with the Batrider, they almost solidify, I want to say, that this is going to be like support Clockwork and Nyx. I feel like it's almost decided by that, unless they want to get pretty creative. I think you run Batrider as a core for sure, and I think support Lashrak is just not strong enough right now, so it kind of pushes both these heroes into support. But Batrider is very strong in the current patch. I will not deny that he's still super broken. I think actually he did get nerfed a little bit, but we probably will see a lot of Bats gameplay overall this TI, I think.
I feel like he's a staple a lot of the times, or he's like heavily, you know, if you know that they have a very good Batrider player, you're like, okay, we're banning this. We don't want to allow it in there, because I feel like at one point, and this is like years ago now, of course, but it just felt like every single patch was a nerf to Batrider. Like, they couldn't nerf him enough because he was just too powerful with his kit and what he proposed at the time. So
that's true. There's something very convenient about having him. Yeah, Slark, that's a good solution though to Bats. I mean, again, if you try to grab him, you can just get Dark Pacted, and suddenly your lasso didn't go off. Slark is also quite strong in the current patch. He is seeing a lot of Aghanims gameplay, is what we have seen.
5 seconds
just
remaining.
A huge popularity of that. Ever since you started getting those essence shift on pounds, people have realized that, okay, you can go Aghanims and you have 2 pounces, you get a lot of essence shift going immediately. Part of the value, of course. But Batrider is also very neat to have, not only for that reason, but also the Slark is very useful to have against Batrider because of the shard. Putting down the Aghanim shard from Slark, you can protect people from any form of initiation here. And finally, we see Infamous going in with a Bloodseeker. That does prevent Slark from healing. When he goes low HP, he won't be able to go into Fog of War. It's a pretty classic counter to Slark. And I think Rupture and Batrider pulling someone is also a very neat way to kill stuff. So I love this. I'm a big fan of Bloodseeker. But I still think I favor Liquid just a little bit based on the overall draft.
It's not just your bias kicking in?
No, there's actually, no, I'm looking at the drafts, just which one I would have preferred to be on. I think Infamous, their lineup looks a little bit tricky to execute, whereas Liquid's looks more well-rounded, I suppose.
10 seconds
I
remaining.
agree with that. I definitely think that Liquid's pieces are a little bit more simple in execution, which is super important in Dota. It's not to say that Infamous can't pull this off. I think they've got some interesting concepts, right? You've got many ways of being able to scout and get vision. Obviously with Thirst, with Bloodseeker, you've got the sticky napalm coming off from Batrider, and then Nyx Assassin, of course, just creeping around doing what Nyx Assassins do. But I don't know. I'm really curious because, again, I feel like this is very South American Dota flair. And it's something that Liquid has not faced off with too often. I think that this is also something that happens whenever we get South America on land. You know, the running joke is like the training weights have come off, the whole thing, you know, with anime. But I think that there is potential where Infamous could surprise them. I'm very curious. I'm excited about this match, though, for sure. But I am a little concerned that, you know, Infamous is going to have to adapt over time because people will start to take notice if they start doing well, and they are going to start punishing them if they don't have a very varied approach.
Yeah. No, I think it's, you know, two exciting drafts that are gonna clash and go against each other here. I'm trying to think right now about which one will have the easier time in 5-man scenarios in team fights. Both teams have a little bit of scouting. You can see that Beastmaster and the Hawks will be able to provide some vision, but over on the side of Infamous, I think they have even more with Clockwork Rockets, along with Nyx being able to sneak around and Batrider in his Firefly. I think Infamous might have the better vision going into a fight overall, but teamfight probably still looks stronger for Liquid on a fair a fair 5v5, let's say. If everyone gets to do what they want, I think Liquid's draft looks a little bit stronger for that.
Every time these predictions show up, I'm like, oh god, I have to read them quickly and put them all in.
Oh yeah, gotta do your predictions. I forgot to do that earlier, but of course, total number of player deaths by 25 minutes. I think we could see a lot here. There's gonna be a lot of deaths.
Too.
I'm going 26-35.
26-35. Whoa, all right. I'm doing 60-25.
Yeah, no, I think there will be a mayhem.
I'm sapping your will to live. I'm
For the infamous coming through the jungles, do run into Boxy here.
30
Down the ward, they see him, so they're gonna open up with a nice impale, throw down the blood right, but again, it's a Marcy, so unless you have a silence or some sort of a stun, it's gonna be able to get away pretty easily. That will give them control of these 2 runes in the bottom area, as Liquid will immediately send Zai and say, all right, go pick up the top one.
Yep, looks like it's going to be a fair rune pickup here. Of course, the night vision here from Slark is able to see where people are. They're just,
The battle begins.
Just trading off here. Marcy gets bullied back a little bit by Clockwork. Like, get out of here. You're not going to contest this rune. Good damage being done just by 1-point battery here. Oxy actually dropping kind of low.
Yeah, that is quite the amount of hits. Is this a situation where you think Boxy should just maybe go back to base for now and then come back with...
I think so. Yeah. I think you go Fountain, just TP out, because you don't want to try and tango up all this HP. It takes a little bit too long. So, yeah, I'd definitely go base. So good job by Michael harassing that.
I always think it's very funny how, especially in the South American region, a lot of the players just use their actual names. So you got people like Batumba Man, and then you got Frank.
I like it. I love Frank. Good.
Frank the Tank. I like Frank as long as he doesn't play the off-lane Dazzle. Every time he plays the off-lane Dazzle, he kills me a little bit inside.
I have not seen that. I'm blessed.
God bless. And, you know, to be fair, he does very well during the laning phase, but then after that, they're usually lacking initiation, and because you have an off-lane Dazzle.
Yeah, offlaners usually have to be the frontliner to tank and initiate stuff, and Dazzle perhaps doesn't want to be in the front of everything. Would maybe work better back in the Necrobook days if you could just go Necrobook on Dazzle, and then it would be okay. Touching a little bit on the lanes here, we have Slark against Batrider mid. This is something a lot of teams have done to deal with Batrider. Just pick the Slark and send him to the mid lane, because you can dispel the sticky napalm all the time, so it should be a pretty safe farming lane. And that's what we're seeing right now.
It makes sense that they'd want to pair that up. Instead of being a dark pack off on this. I'm getting like a weird visual bug in my game. Every once in a while, there's just a red streak, and it's not from the axes. It's like in the bottom lane occasionally.
All right, nice, nice.
Oh no, it's fine. Michael's just doing Michael things, but needs to be careful because there's a lot of damage coming up from Mickey.
Oh, they're gonna get him.
To Boxy, but they want this. They're chasing so hard right now. They have the dispose.
They can.
It looks like no. They decide not to do it. Mickey's sitting a little low here. Does have himself a couple of those stick charges, Tango, and he's got a Fairy Fire just in case. But...
So it's actually not fast enough. Dispose gets cancelled before because of the battery ticking. So every single tick is able to cancel Dispose before it goes off. I thought he could cast it, but he didn't have a chance. He tried multiple times there and could not toss back the Clockwork. I was sure he was gonna die, but it's out of that.
Pretty interesting. Learn something new every day.
Yeah, turns out not the easiest to chase down the Clockwork for a Marcy. But bottom lane should be very easy farm though, I feel, for the SF. Going against a double melee lane, the Shadow Races are alone gonna be able to make sure this lane is pretty free farm.
Was realizing that Frank is all alone right now. They have to dispose, but this is feeling a little difficult as they'll chase after Frank. A nice cogs will hold Mickey in place, and they still have him in against Frank. Look at him, he's a fast little guy because of the fact that Mickey dropping a little low here. Does have that thirst speed as they turn back around. This time Michael doesn't have the battery. He could opt to go and use it. He does end up popping the mango, but just not quite enough to stay alive here.
It was nice play there to be able to at least get the Bloodseeker saved doing the damage, and of course Thirst kicks in and he just runs away. In the end they get a kill.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Took some doing for sure, but thought that was a bit cheeky the way that you know, did have that point in the Thirst, and that's essentially what ended up saving him, I think.
Yeah. Thirst is very strong in laning stage if people are just actively putting damage onto the enemy heroes, and that's what we're gonna see. I mean, Slark is damaging himself all the time with the Dark Pact on mid lane, so his HP is probably not gonna be full all the time. And meanwhile, top has also been quite aggressive.
That's actually such a great like extra layer that you have to really consider when you look at the draft. And you look at the heroes that are picked up, right? Is that, you know, most of the time you're just like, okay, you know, let's, you know, win our lanes. Let's make sure that we're being aggressive or whatnot. But then Frank gets this extra bonus because of the Thirst. And so if you're in any lane, like, because it's global, obviously, you have to be aware, like, I'm sitting a little bit too low. I need to either go back to the fountain. I need to bury myself out some regen. Like, it's this extra layer of like how to also keep your opponents poor. Like you said with like the invisibility, you know, you have to buy detection in that case. And in this case, if you're sitting in the lane, you've been hit too many times, you can't just vibe there. You can't just be like, okay, I'll sit back and slowly regen, because you're essentially causing problems for the other lane that has to deal with this Bloodseeker who's now so fast.
Yeah, it's a real thing in games with a Bloodseeker. You're definitely gonna call like, please, you know, stay high HP on your lanes. I'm losing to this Bloodseeker because he's running at 500 movement speed, and we see him also buy the boots very early, so he already has the boots on Bloodseeker. Also, of course, the SF doesn't have boots yet. The Marcy did buy hers, but hasn't gotten them sent out yet. So he has a big speed advantage.
I think that's also super useful when you consider that Boxy is going to want to be fairly aggressive. This is, you know, the nature of the Marcy, being able to secure the lane. And then when you add up the fact that you've got the Shadow Raises and it's got the decrease of the turn rate and the move speed, it's even more important to be able to get that escape.
Yeah, it really is. But for now, short analysis of this game is probably that Liquid are slightly coming out ahead here in the laning stage. They did, of course, get the first blood bottom, but all their cores are also farming 20, 18, 18 for CS. And Infamous looking pretty okay. Bloodseeker slightly behind SF, but top lane is sort of the difference right now. We have 11 and 3 over on Leshrac, but he does have some creeps to cash in on, but I think Zai and Insania are playing the lane really well. We haven't focused on top lane that much, but they bullied the Nyx enough that he had to go back to base. And now he's, you know, far away from coming back to top lane and being useful again. He's going to bring some items, but he has to walk all the way back top.
And I think the other thing that's really nice is just the fact with Insania having that point in Maledict and the amount of damage. I mean, look at this. Just like that. But Parker is gonna take a lot of damage here. I don't think it's quite enough to kill him, but you know, with the damage coming out from axes and whatnot, it does quite a bit.
Yeah, took a lot of damage, and he doesn't have a salve as well, so Tango and Banner creep HP regen, that's all it's gonna be for him. Gonna have to try and get his HP back up.
Yeah, and it's not like, and this is kind of the problem too, right? Is the fact that Affliction is not going to be able to do too much when you consider he's a Nyx Assassin. Nyx Assassin is not a strong laner. He doesn't provide any sort of heal. He does, you know, have a little bit of just, you know, the counter initiation if they decide to make the moves on the Leshrac, but it's still a bit difficult. Bottom lane, Michael's getting poked at here by Boxy, and he's taking a lot of creep damage. He does have the battery assault though, so he's gonna try to just back off, drag the creeps along with him. He's successful.
Yeah, he gets to pull the creeps, but Marcy did so much damage to him before he managed to pull the creeps back, so dropping down all the way to 280 HP, and that was very cheap for Marcy, just some auto attacks and using her spells. One single clarity, gets that mana back.
Meanwhile, in the top lane, they ended up landing the cask and the Maledict over onto Affliction. Some of that damage coming out from his eye with the axes. It just, he's got no help. And look at this, does have the Spike Carapace, so he's going to be able to waddle away, but This is proving to be a real issue here because it feels like Affliction isn't able to do very much to help Parker, who is behind.
It is the weakness of Nyx. It's one of the reasons why we don't see this hero that much, is that his laning stage is pretty atrocious, I have to say. It's hard to make Nyx work in laning stage, but after that he becomes a lot better. When he gets his level 6, his impact can skyrocket.
Gonna make moves over onto Matu. They do have to be careful. Insania's there. He's got the cask. Did grab that arcane rune, so just gonna try to stack up as much as they can over onto Matu. And Michael again and Boxy, these two just constantly poking each other in this line. And in the top lane, getting just non-stop, always getting harassed here.
Oh, bottom.
Forced to use the fairy fire in the bottom lane too. They end up getting the kill on Frank, as eventually Parker falls. Goes over here, Michael just kind of walking away. Does have to be careful though. He's popped the battery assault. He doesn't really want to get too close. So these raises doing quite a bit. Boxy going in for the punch. He's trying to drag it underneath the tower, trying to get as many hits. Ring around the Rosie, grabbing a hold of Boxy. Ends up dying, but does manage to get the kill in the end as Leo Style swoops on in and gets the kill on Mickey. So a bit of a odd situation there in this bottom lane, but at the end of the day, I think Michael's pretty happy with the outcome.
Yeah, he's gonna be pretty happy, but Liquid are the ones who got 2 kills and didn't have to rotate anyone, whereas the rotation had to come in from Batrider and Slark again, just farming away meanwhile, putting some pressure. So I think Liquid did a good job with that play.
And I always enjoy when they do this ring around the Rosie.
It was a funny play, putting down the branch and then starting to juke around it, but it didn't really work out that well. It wasn't like Boxy was losing his targeting there. He did a good job keeping track.
Harass continuing over on Affliction. I don't want to know how much this guy has used on just regen. I feel like it's got to be quite a bit, or a lot of time spent walking away down.
Yeah, true. He's taking a beating every time that he gets close. Insania is just letting him know that, you know, Witch Doctor does trade really well with most supports. Hard to hit into Maledicts, especially when Wild Axes have so long range. Zai can always be useful, even if he's not that close to the fight. You can just send over one Wild Axes and the trade is already won.
Very powerful off lane. Leostaldo is making his way top. He's got that smoke and he's got himself a haste rune too, so it's gonna just kind of wander over. Doesn't really necessarily want to say he would rather get Zai. Does have to be careful with these cascading bounces. Should be more than enough damage though to get the kill. And again, now he can just chase after Matu if he wants to. As Michael closing the gap here. Needs to get off these cogs. Battery assault. Toss back over onto Matu.
Yeah, Matu's fine. Good kill there. I mean, Haste Rune Batrider is such a force in the early game. It's almost always a guaranteed kill when you rotate with a Haste and Lasso ready. So only losing one hero, I think Liquid are happy with that.
That hawk right above where the Nyx Assassin was hiding makes it super easy for Boxy to leap in and get a kill here for Matu. So I like the aggression coming out from the side of Liquid.
Yeah, both teams are playing pretty high tempo here and being aggressive. Leo Style recognizing that he can't really kill the Slark that easily, so he's starting to really open up towards the other lanes. Earlier with the TP to bottom, now with the Haste Rune rotation top, and again he's making a move towards bottom lane. He has those travels as well, so he's probably ready to join anywhere. But always looking to be active. I like the gameplay here.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Leostyle being on very active heroes. I don't like when he plays heroes that farm for a long time. I feel like he definitely has a good understanding of when to be moving. It doesn't always work out for him, but
you once, cut you twice.
Definitely has a good understanding about the positioning of the map movements.
Got the first prediction correct. Feels good. The 10-minute prediction.
Oh,
Gotta
nice.
see how many we can get.
I also got that one correct.
Dire's middle tower.
Player with the most last hits is incorrect right now.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Yeah, I mean that was fail for me too. I thought that Frank would have a better lane. I thought they were gonna safe lane him by the time I put it in, so But to put him against SF off lane, it's not his fault. He would have won, but
He's like, my prediction was not necessarily incorrect. It's just variables that I couldn't control.
look what they did to my boy. They put him on the off lane. How can he win the last hits from that lane?
There. It's now trying to clean up a little bit. Does have the lasso available, but this tower is gonna go down. Zai having those little skelly men, the rally creeps, be able to remove the top tier 1 from the side of Infamous. Mid lane, trying to make some plays over here onto Parker, and it looks like it's going to be very successful. They do end up getting the lasso. We'll drag back over onto Boxy. They're trying to finish off Insania here. Should be able to do the trick. And now Boxy on the run. Oh, he finds the opening though. Manages to get the kill. You can see that Michael was like trying to snipe the last hit there. You know, he's just there for moral support. He wasn't trying to kill snipe or anything.
Yeah, definitely not. Just making sure things are going the right way. Nice play though by Leo Style again. He's 4-0-0 now in his Batrider. He's having a very good start. Definitely the one popping off the most in this game so far. He's level 10, almost 10 and a half. Highest level and highest net worth as well. So great start for him, especially laning into Slark, who can be a bit of an annoying hero. The thing is though, Slark just survives against Batrider. He doesn't actually counter Batrider. He just survives the laning stage and is pretty good against Batrider in the mid and late game. But we're still gonna see a very farm Batrider here, and will be interesting to see how he can transition this. He has 1700 gold with travels. Looking like he wants early Blink Dagger.
It makes sense, again, trying to be very, very active and aggressive. Matu has completed the Diffusal Blade, I believe, so that'll be coming out to him very shortly. Most of the core is pretty close, honestly, in terms of their net worth. Then,
yeah, overall, no huge advantage for anyone. It's quite even. See Michael just looking for something, but knows he can't really kill a Slark. Clockwork, you may have some lockdown, but Slark can always just jump out of it. So he has to find someone else, someone not Slark.
he wants Insania, let's be real honest.
Oh, look at this stack on Leshak. Oh my god. He's farming.
I needed this earlier, Parker. I needed this for the last hits one. Yeah, looks like Michael's gonna join back in, help tank up some of these creeps. But that's a lot of gold coming through now for Parker. They are smoked up over on the side of Team Liquid. They're on the hunt. What they can find. They don't really have any vision up here in this top area, so perhaps they will also drop that. In fact, there are 2 observer wards over on the Witch Doctor.
Radiant are scanning.
Try to see what they can find. They do have the Hawk, and they open up immediately. They do have the Sentry Ward over on the cliffside. Affliction, realizing he's probably dead here, so he's going to give them a little bit of a run, but they grab Insania. Leo Style, though, getting caught out over here on the side. He's not going to be able to do anything. A nice split fight coming out from the side of Liquid.
Radiant's
Yeah, and that's all the value of the Hawk there. The vision from Zai made it so that Slark can confidently just jump in on the Nyx, take that fight, and they were fighting without their Lesh rack, which makes it kind of hard. I think they need Lesh for his massive burst damage right now. The AoE damage of Lesh is very necessary against the Slark, otherwise they can't really focus him that well.
Middle tower is under attack.
Diffusal Blade coming to play. They don't have the Vendetta, so that's just a dead Affliction.
And that's more Essence Shift stacks, permanent agility gain for Matilda.
That always feels good.
Yeah, this suddenly turned into a pretty nice lead. I mean, it's only a 2k advantage in gold, but Liquid now, having removed the top tier 2, has opened up the map in a way by taking this outpost as well. You take away any passive experience gain for Infamous, which, you know, a lot of people don't really think about, but it does have an impact over time. If you are unable to take back this outpost, you're gonna fall behind a little bit more just in experience. And this area in general is very hard to walk into now. You don't have any teleport points. Tower's gone.
One thing that's driving me a little bit nuts is I feel like Infamous isn't playing together necessarily in the bottom lane. Matumba Man gets his eyes and sights set on Michael. Parker's just leaving, does not want to be a part of this, doesn't know who else might be nearby. So that's yet another kill from Matumba Man and another permanent agility. In the top lane, there is another engagement going on as Frank is just going to get wailed away here by Insania. Gets that Death Ward off, but it's going to end up ticking down. There it is. There's that rupture we talked about. Zai having to get into position, drops those seeds at the drag back from Leo style. A nice combination. We'll be able to ensure they get the kill. Now Boxy searching around. Looks like he doesn't really want to stay here. He can't quite decide.
Structures are
As both the ultimates have been used on the side of
Dire's
Infamous.
middle
And while this
tower
is
is under
going
attack.
on, see Mike and Matu in that mid lane. Pushing out the creep wave and putting a little damage on the tower.
Yeah, the trade was good for Infamous, but the downside is that Liquid did not use their +1 and +2 players for it, so they invested less resources.
Michael has
wow.
used that hook shot to get
Dire's
away.
middle
That's not
tower
how you
has
want to be
fallen.
using that.
He hookshotted during the dispose. That looked really funny. He just pulled himself out of it. Had to stay safe. But another tower is gone now. Tier 1 mid tower falling. I think you're right that it feels a bit like Infamous are not really playing together. Right now they're quite greedy,
Dire's middle
trying to
tower
farm up.
is under attack.
And maybe it's because it's difficult for them to gank the Slark right now, but they need to try and shut down at least Shadow Fiend. He's having too good of a game, and they would need to find some way to rotate onto him. He's playing Mask of Madness. Like, this is a greedy SF build, and he's getting away with it.
I mean, you look at the spells that Infamous has online and like the ultimates, and I want to see them use these together. They have good synergy. Yes, it's a little bit clunky sometimes. That one coconut bouncing off
Radiant's
over Uncle
bottom
Frank.
tower is under attack.
Like it's a little clunky, but it still has the potential. We talked about all the various combinations that they could run on this. Frank has himself the
Radiant's
completed
bottom
Heaven's
tower
Halberd.
is
You've
under
got a
attack.
Rupture. You've got a Nyx Assassin who's just waddling around here. As Foxy and Matumba Man immediately find him, get the pounce on him.
This is the, third time that Nyx is just finding himself next to the Slark with the Fusel Blade and just dies. Sure, this time there was also a Boxy, but it doesn't really matter. If Matumba runs into the Nyx will die. It's a very unfortunate thing for him, but he needs to stop getting caught out
Radiant's
alone
top
like
tower
this.
is under attack.
Yeah, I don't know. Matu just, he feels like he's everywhere this Nyx Assassin wants to be. And then on top of that, it feels like Liquid just, they're more cohesive as a team. I don't know why Infamous is, it almost looks a little like a pub. I hate to say it.
Yeah,
They're
Infamous
not
are
playing together. They're not
Radiant's
utilizing
top
all
tower
of
is
their
under attack.
just potential power spikes here.
Yeah, Infamous are definitely falling behind like rapidly, and now with the
Dire's
Aegis on
bottom
SF,
tower is under
it's a
attack.
difficult call to make to go down and defend bottom
Dire's
as
bottom
all
tower
of Liquid go
is
together.
Dire
But
are
Infamous will
scared.
make the smoke. They will try to go together and
Radiant's
stop this
top
tier
tower
2 from
is under
falling.
attack.
Looking to go from the lane.
Look for the jump over onto Mickey, the drag back, immediately following up with the spike character. So Mickey, that is going to be the Aegis that ends up popping. They go and get the rupture off. A hookshot comes through. You can see that this Witch Doctor getting a lot of damage off over onto Parker, but they end up losing Leo style now. The chase is on over here after Insania. He looks like he's gonna fall. Affliction now is gonna be the next one to die. And they are just running over here with Boxy as eventually on the back lines they do get Mickey, but now they have to deal with Matumba Man, and he is very, very difficult to have to put the pressure on. Although Parker trying his best using this pulse, but the jump forward coming out, they need a little bit more. They need some way to keep him alive, and they just do not simply have it. So at the end of the day, yes, they get the Aegis, yes, they kill Mickey, but Liquid still has everything they need to take this tower.
Yeah, Liquid, they take the fight really well. It's,
Dire's bottom tower
I don't know, I'm not sure the SF was the ideal grab there for the Batrider. He goes in, catches the SF and pulls him back. Sure, he doesn't have BKB, so if you kill him once with the Aegis, you're probably gonna be able to kill him again. But using your
Dire's
initiation to
middle
kill
tower
him,
is under attack.
it's a bit hard to take the fight
Radiant
into
are
the rest of the
scanning.
team. And you see Liquid just stand their ground together and fighting in a really good way. Boxy just going in and punching.
I'll dig that.
Power of the Marcy for sure, and Boxy's making it look real good. He is stuck in the corner though, so he's gonna take some time and chill out for the time being. But Leo style, he doesn't want to show himself, although they have to be careful because they are definitely hunting. They know he's got to be somewhere over here. Matu not quite ready to give up the chase just yet. Is he gonna try to go for pounce play? Nah.
If he had the Aghanims, he would probably catch him there. You get extra range and you get 2 pounces, then it's going to be hard to get away from this Slark. But for now, he's still looking like 1,700 gold away from the Aghanims completing.
Hook shot over onto Insania. Be able to knock him back with the cogs. They drop down the blood right. But it's going to take some doing to get this kill, as the cast does get plenty of bounces. They end up losing Insania. He's going to buy back Michael, taking down Parker though over here on the side, trying to fight with Midday, but he's got himself a BKB, so it's just not going to happen for him. They eventually manage to get the kill on Boxy. Rest of the team, though, the side of Infamous, they just have to flee.
That one cask that Insania sent out before he died there was so crucial. It allowed the Marcy to just fight, using the cask to stun people. He actually got some extra kills out of it. And it was a nice bait to... I think Insania intentionally baited getting hooked there because he had the shard. It's a nice way to buy yourself some time. If you get hooked, then you don't die immediately as a Witch Doctor.
I'm definitely seeing good potential with Insania playing this Witch Doctor. And again, we talked about this earlier. It is seeing a little bit more of an uptick, that Maledict just being super strong during the laning stage and just at all stages of the game, but especially paired up with something like the Beastmaster.
It comes down greatly to the shard being so buffed. I mean, it's 40-second cooldown now, the switcheroo. Voodoo switcheroo, it's a very good skill. I think every single support, if you're playing Witch Doctor, you should make the shard a priority for yourself to purchase. It is very useful.
That's so much better than just rock toss. Voodoo switcheroo. Whoever was working on Witch Doctor that day definitely was like, hell yeah. Now, Affliction needs to be very careful because they have plenty of sentries down and they are just always jumping on him. It's pretty scary, but he's not a little bit hunting. He sees Zai over here, but the rest of the team is not nearby. Perhaps he's thinking that he could just cancel out a TP if they decide to port, but all right, we're seeing Michael make his way over. I hear a lasso though because they've grabbed themselves Mickey. They've also ruptured him, but gonna try to buy him a little bit more time here. Again with that BKB, he's just so powerful. Parker is just gonna be shredded into pieces. Look at the kill on Michael. Elia style and Frank. Oh my word, everybody is just crumbling. Affliction, the only one left because of course he was in the top lane trying to put the pressure onto Zai, but that's a team wipe. Going the way of Team Liquid. Oh my god. And you know, that's that Depth Shroud. Just enough to keep Mickey alive during that fight. Otherwise, I think he dies there.
Yeah, for sure. The Shroud was useful, but also the Mask of Mana's lifesteal. It's so strong now. They buffed the lifesteal from heroes. Look how low he drops and how fast he heals when he starts right-clicking. Like, this is an insane amount of lifesteal. He does have crit, and of course Shadow Beam does hit super hard, but that looked like he had a panic almost. It's impressive how fast he healed.
That is true. It's the amount that he healed definitely gave me a second of like, wait a minute.
Under attack.
Yeah, we're sure.
Did he get an item that I didn't? Yeah, exactly. Very, very impressive. But Liquid, they're happy with that push. And I mean, who wouldn't be happy to crack the base at like 22 minutes or so?
Yeah, Barracks is down. One lane advantage, 15,000 gold ahead at 23 minutes. Infamous are now in dire straits. They need to get some good payoff.
I see what you did there. Dire straits.
Yeah.
Well, we have a fully kitted out Slark. He has himself the Aghanim Scepter. He has the Shard. And this is a pretty immortal looking Matu right now. No deaths at all so far this game. They have not been able to lock him down hard enough.
Yeah,
Which is impressive considering the amount of stuff that they have to throw at him.
They do have a lot, but it's so difficult to finish him off, I think, especially in having the Shard to protect himself, having 2 ultis. Look at that catch. My god.
That is quite the range. Oh, Michael, he misses the hook shot. Oh, this is a very dead Michael, I have a feeling. Although, no, he gets the force, but again, there's the pounce forward coming out from Matu. He sees himself a can, and he is gonna open it.
And like I said, very aggressive game. Look at all those kills.
I got it incorrect. I went too small.
Yeah, I went too small too. It was 36 plus.
Tower is under attack.
Just barely. That one kill ruined my prediction, actually. Oh my. Couldn't you let him live, Matumba?
Nah, man, this guy, he said that, you know, this is going to be his last TI. He's retiring after this. He's going out in style.
Yeah. I mean, pretty decorated player in Dota 2, right? But he has nothing left to prove necessarily. So. But,
I mean, who else has shorts? You know, it's one of those things where it's like, you can talk about a guy, you can talk about his skills, but you can also talk about his fashion choices, too. Those are legendary shorts. Yeah. All right, Daedalus online for Mickey. This guy is gonna hit so hard. I mean, he already hurts so hard, it feels, but
Dire's courier
it's
has
getting
been
even
killed.
more painful for the side of Infamous. They're trying desperately to gain some of this momentum back, some of this land even. They do have a gem on Leo Style, so they'll find Zai. They're gonna try to drag him back, keep him silent long enough so they can burst him down. But that's sure though, coming into play allows him to get the BKB, gets the roar off as the Affliction will fall. Leo Style next to die, and they'll follow up. And they just called GG. They realize they cannot stand toe-to-toe at this point. They missed their timings. So this first game going over to the side of Team Liquid.
I mean, SF killed the Bloodstone Leshak in 3 hits. He got 2 Daedalus procs, both 800 damage each. Yeah, he kind of just melted them there. That was definitely...
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Welcome back, guys. It has been quite a day for the TI-11 Last Chance qualifiers. We have just this one last game here for you. It is, of course, game number 2 of Liquid versus Infamous. And this first game, I gotta say, Liquid looks real clean. They're looking very strong. Boxy played super aggressive, and Matu just did a bang-up job on that Slark. So how does Infamous bounce back here?
Remaining.
Yeah, I think they have to go back and just rethink their draft
5
and what
seconds
went wrong in
remaining.
the draft and get a better starting position, honestly, because this was probably the most one-sided game we had the entire day. Actually, it felt like a very clean performance by Liquid, and Infamous didn't really get in the game in a good way. I mean, Affliction was just non-stop dying on his Nyx, who was not able to play together with someone else. It felt like people were just off trying to farm their next item on their own.
10
They didn't
seconds
have a chance to
remaining.
group up, and by the time Liquid were prepared to go as 5,
5
Infamous were
seconds
simply
remaining.
not. They didn't have everything they needed to contest Liquid. So I think it all starts in the draft. They have to get themselves in a better playing position, because that was just a hard game to play out. I don't think they should bash themselves too much about, you know, oh, we played too bad, or we should have done this or done that. I think, honestly, Dota is a very, very strategic game, and I think
10
that game
seconds
was
remaining.
difficult from the get-go just by the drafts.
5 seconds
Well,
remaining.
it looks like they're switching up strategies, and very interesting to note too, they end up banning the Marcy themselves on the side of Team Liquid. But with the Undying picked up, you see immediately the Snapfire going to be a elegant solution for dealing with that Tombstone. Also provides them with some nice team fight. Just overall, still a fairly strong hero.
Yeah, I think Undying has been super high priority for a lot of teams. He's been first phase pick in so many of the series today. And it's ever since the decay buff, he's just been owning. We saw him solo win pretty much a game earlier, bullying. If he ever ends up against the double strength lane, then he can truly shine. But yeah, the decay change that you don't get the HP back again after decay just makes him so valuable in the lane. Spamming decay is a fantastic form of harassment.
Curious to see what the next strategy is here. And again, we saw in the first game, Infamous went with both of those melee supports. Interesting. Okay, so they're going to go for the Elder Titan over on the side of Liquid.
Yeah, I mean, they did pick double strength into Undying, but Snapfire,
Honestly, I'm
one of
really
the
impressed.
more acceptable strength heroes to pick, since you get a very good way to burst the
10
Tombstone.
seconds remaining.
You have that Shredder, very useful to getting rid of Tombstone as
5
fast as possible.
seconds remaining.
And ET, a hero that Liquid are very comfortable playing as well. So it's...
So what does that telegraph to you, though? Because it does feel like, are they trying to prevent a specific like summon sort of pick sort of thing? Were they thinking, oh, they'll probably go for something like a Chen army or something high agi?
I honestly feel like this is just them being happy to have Snapfire for her burst potential and the soft counter to Undying through the Tombstone. And then ET being a bit of setup. You have Chain Stuns, also a comfort hero that they play so much. ET is a hero that is almost synonymous with Liquid to me in my mind. I feel like I see them play it so often. So, and they can play it in many different ways. I mean,
10
don't sleep on the
seconds
potential
remaining.
for Zai to pull out and play the ET instead. It's a hero that you used to
5
spam a lot, but
seconds remaining.
probably not going to see that here, huh?
I feel like there's better options. Not that he ever, he's not a bad Elder Titan off lane by any means, but I think they're just better off lane
I agree.
heroes that you could put him on,
Yeah, certainly.
I mean, Zai can style on kids no matter what hero he's on.
Yeah, Ench coming out from Infamous. So they have Ench
10
and Undying.
seconds remaining.
A little bit curious to see Ench picked into Snapfire, since I feel like she provides so much burst magic damage and can actually deal damage very fast to Ench, and it can be hard for her to rely on her survivability through Untouchable. But I
10
do like
seconds
this combination more than what we saw last game. This is a bit of team fight through Undying, the Tombstone on a high ground, and a lot of ganking potential and laning dominance here. Infamous draft, just having Undying and Ench, both of them are quite strong at winning lanes.
Yeah, I definitely prefer seeing something ranged pick up, like you said, like having that diversity of
10
not having
seconds
all just
remaining.
melee. But even then, like the Undying is just so incredibly strong currently.
5
with
seconds
the
remaining.
change to the day. Every time I see the Undying, though, I just hear Avo's voice line, and it like drives me insane. Have you heard that?
Yeah,
like
I
a
heard
song.
it.
Oh my god! I played a game and this guy just kept spamming it the entire time. And I was like, oh, I'm so happy for Avo that he has a good line, but I'm going to kill him too.
I feel like it gets stuck in your mind after you hear it like literally once or twice,
catchy.
and it's in there. Yeah, it's smart.
Definitely made the right moves. No lone druid though. That's definitely a respect ban against Liquid. It's funny you mentioned that certain heroes are very synonymous with Liquid at this point. For me, it's obviously the lone druid, but also which is funny because he no longer plays offlane, but Boxy Slardar will always be like one of the top heroes in my brain when it comes to seeing that. In fact, when they pick Slardar, I just automatically think it's Boxy playing it. It's actually
10
quite bad.
seconds remaining.
Boxy Slardar, Boxy Pangolier.
5
I have
seconds
nightmares playing
remaining.
against that a lot. All right, we see Void being banned out here by Infamous, respecting that Chronosphere and Snapfire ulti, or even Chronosphere and ET combination would be very powerful. So I like that ban coming out from them. And we see Liquid here thinking a bit about what they
I
want to
also like the Elder Titan pickup just because of the Roche domination that you can get from it, because it's just so scary to get into that pit when you know that there's an Elder Titan that's somehow lurking about, you know, it's going to be able to go get the Echo Stomp off or, you know, throw down that Earth Splitter.
Void incarnate.
Yeah.
Go for the Void. Okay, all right. Well, that is a Leo style hero, so I wonder if also they're doing that as a denial pick fairly early.
Yeah, it could certainly be. Just, you know, put that up there higher in the priority to get it early.
10 seconds
But
remaining.
it's revealing the Void Spirits
Disruptor.
already now. So they get to react, and they react by picking up the
Spirit.
Disruptor. This is
Alright.
curious, because that means we've got something afoot here. Infamous draft. You can see Liquid when this draft happened. Their face is like, okay, what's going on? Of course, now we have Undying, Ench, and Disruptor. So
10
someone here is
seconds
playing
remaining.
core, and
Probably Frank on the Undying, if I had to
5
guess.
seconds.
yeah, I feel like
remaining.
Undying is the easiest one to put as a core. I think it is by far the suggested one for me would be Undying. We've seen a lot of Undying core with Blink and BKB along with Shard and just going in. It's surprisingly effective. It's quite hard to deal with. So suspecting that that's going to be the play.
I don't love Frank does this. They do this with Frank. Like, they give him a hero that like has this really cool potential to do something a little bit different, but it's not your traditional like initiator. And then they end up struggling because of the fact that, like, yeah, you know, Undying's cool and he's gonna be able to walk in, but he's not, you know, they could just walk away.
10
Like, the
seconds
only
remaining.
kind of latch that they have is this Disruptor. If he gets a good
5
glimpse off it,
seconds
forces
remaining.
them to be like, do we stay or do we go? Do we just leave behind that one person? Obviously, you know, if they're an important one, but this Lifestealer pick is just such a good answer to it too.
Yeah, Lifesteal is a great reaction pick here. Liquid picking up a hero that now you can, of course, rage out of the glimpse. You can also very easily protect yourself from Undying just by raging. And they don't have great ways to catch him now, bar like smoking in and getting a Static Storm down on him quickly to silence. Like, that's the one way they have to kill the carry of Liquid here now.
All right, well, I have a couple picks left. I'm not sure what the Parker hero is necessarily over on the side of Infamous. Don't think that I think it's probably going to be a Leo style Ember, if I had to guess. The
Yeah.
brothers
10
matchup, the
seconds
traditional that we've been seeing for how long now? How many years has it been?
5 seconds remaining.
I feel like they have to pick something that works well against Lifestealer and doesn't struggle against him. Could be possible that they want to go for something like a Terrorblade here, even though ET is in the pool, could still be, or like ET is picked, could still be played, just because it matches well against Lifestealer. Then you just have to focus on killing ET early in the fight.
Mhm.
But you certainly need something that can solve the carry to carry
10
matchup.
seconds remaining.
And then leave it to Ember and Undying to go in
5
and deal
seconds
with
remaining.
the annoying heroes. From the carry's point of view, that is.
Hmm. All
Heal
right,
was
well,
probably a
moment of
smart
truth.
ban.
Yeah, they don't have anything to really deal with a lot of illusions. I mean, you could also... Oh, no, I don't really like that either.
10 seconds remaining.
Just concerned with the lack of traditional initiation. Okay, that solves some of it right there with the Chaos Knight, right? Because you can pull yourself in. Oh, they're ready to go. I like that. I like that move. Like, all right, boys, it's game time.
Yeah.
But being able to use the Reality Rift, eventually, you know, being able to get it's the shard,
10
right, that allows you to throw out the
remaining.
Chaos Bolt and then throws out the illusion on top of that.
Yeah. Also,
5
getting the BKB
seconds
piercing
remaining.
reality rift later on is a great thing to have. The illusions, this is an illusion based carry. Illusion carries are generally quite strong against Lifestealer. I was suggesting the TB, Liquid are banning out the PL. CK is a third illusion carry that is also quite good, and honestly maybe fits better here, even as he's a bit tankier of an illusion carry and doesn't struggle as much with the Void Spirit and Snapfire's damage output.
Legion
You
Commander.
may now
Oh,
select
but
your
the
heroes.
response here,
Okay.
since they have last pick for the matchup, they go with Legion. A very good hero into this as well. Okay. I mean, if you're Infamous, I think you're way happier. If you're an Infamous fan, I think you're way happier than Game 1 draft. I would still probably favor the draft that Liquid has. I think it looks a little bit easier to execute again. I think there are great targets for a Tumbaman to infest into and gank, like on a Blink Legion Commander or into the Void Spirit, and then in you go. I think their lineup looks a little bit more synergetic, but Infamous have great lane dominance heroes. So can they get a good enough advantage early on? That's the question that I'm asking here.
That is indeed a good question, but like you said, a little bit easier of a draft to execute than game number 1 for the side of Infamous, but Liquid, they're just really excellent at drafting and putting these pieces
Honestly, I'm
together.
really
So very curious to see how this will all go down in this game number 2. Do have those lane dominators. It's going to be Frank who's playing the Undying. I guess the thing I'm concerned about again is just initiation, and also I want to see Infamous play together. I feel like in game number 1, they did not group up enough. They didn't take advantage of all the vision that their heroes provided. I think they can do better. And I really want to see that in this game number 2.
Yeah, they were simply just lagging behind a little bit in the moves. But yeah, as we go in, game is starting up here. I think they've given themselves a better situation to start from, though. I talked a lot after game 2 how they shouldn't really be mad that they didn't play together enough, or that they could have played differently, because honestly I think their position was hard from the start.
Prepare
Here
for
it's
battle.
looking a lot better, and they have a fair chance to get a good first 10 minutes going and then roll off of that.
All right, how long do you think this game's going to be? What's your prediction, Waga?
Oh boy. How long will the game be? I mean, after game 1, I'm feeling like maybe less than 30, but I'm gonna say 30 to 37. That's my answer here. I think it's pretty fast.
That's also
still.
my choice. Yeah, I feel like this game has the potential to go pretty fast, but not as fast as under 30 minutes.
It's looking spicy. It's looking spicy.
Getting a full invasion again coming out from Infamous, all 5 heroes.
30 seconds to
Parker,
battle.
frontlining a little bit over here.
Yeah, charging in. They were looking for potentially some form of smoke initiation to each other, but both teams are stabilizing.
This is a wild mask on this Legion Commander. My goodness.
Oh yeah, that
I
looks
think I've seen that one. Yeah.
grotesque.
Well, you do want to strike fear into the hearts of your enemies.
The
That's very
battle
important.
begins.
Even split here for these bounty runes. Buddy is off to their light. Yeah, look at that. That's terrifying. It looks like some of the old Shogun masks.
Yeah, really does.
Samurai Warrior, you're supposed to be like an ogre, I think. Mythological creature that they're modeling those off of, or demons. A little bit rusty on my lore on those. Mid lane, we have the typical brother versus brother matchup.
Yeah, the spirits, and good block for Void Spirit here. Mickey getting a nice start to the lane. These are some smacky lanes. People are just going in and punching each other on both the side lanes. I'm watching Insania and Michael just fighting now. The courier's gonna go down. Michael, that's Insania's courier. That's a bit of gold.
I have to say though, Insania's last, or not the last hit, but his punches sound much more satisfying than the little spheres coming off from Enchantress.
They sound really good, but they don't actually do that much damage. But they sound like they do way more.
Right? They definitely do. It's a very satisfying sound. I also like, and I mean, sound cues in Dota are just, we're so spoiled by them, I feel, because they're so good.
Yeah.
But like Crystal Maiden, even like her clicks are like a slushy snowball, and you get that full sound of it.
Slushy snowball of doing no damage. That's the sound.
Yeah, but it's very pleasing when you're doing no damage. A little bit of an early early glimpse pickup here from Affliction, and they do have the stun in place. Scatter Blast from Boxy, though. We'll slow down a bit, but Zai is going to be forced back because he doesn't have any other region. Does have a Tango that was given to him from Boxy, and has the press the attack, but interesting that they opted to go for this early point in the glimpse.
Yeah, glimpse is actually quite good. They were in a good spot. They pushed them back and managed to get a long glimpse. It does damage now as well, right? So if you manage to pull the opponent far enough, then it's a value spell. And glimpse was also massively buffed a while back to not have that huge cooldown that it had forever. Now it's only 24-second cooldown. You can use it in lane and look for some trades.
I remember the range being so tiny at level 1.
Yeah.
At one point, and it was just like, oof, not really worth it early, but that changing here. Top lane. That little bit of a stomp, but again, it's just a lot of smacky boys back and forth here. No kills just yet.
Yeah, last hits though, I have to say this Undying is working out pretty well so far against the Lifestealer. He is sitting at 13 last hits against 9, and also 7 denies against Lifestealer. So, and he has quite a few CS to cash in on. If you look at how big that creep wave is on top,
That's true.
There's plenty to take still for Undying, so he is ahead in CS by quite a bit.
Bottom lane, Zai sitting quite low, but they're also putting plenty of pressure over onto Affliction. We'll get the drag back. They need to be able to close the gap, and by God, they get it. So that is going to be a kill for Parker. Boxy will clean up Affliction, but this is time where Zai's not going to be getting that experience or the gold. He is one of the heroes that's going to have to be setting the tempo fairly early.
Yeah, I think that's a huge thing, getting the first blood here for the CK. He's going to be very happy he misses the banner creep. It was painful. But he gets the full power treads delivered here, along with the past tango, so he has some minute 350 power treads. I'm gonna be quite happy.
Uh-oh, Parker. It's not looking good for him. He has changed over those treads to the strength, but still going to die.
Yeah, he fell to a classic greed of CK. When you're low HP, you're like, I just gotta go and hit creeps a little bit more and get my HP back, but then gets caught out a little bit too far up, and he feeds immediately. He also had creeps coming in that would have gone on the tower very shortly, so he could have been slightly more patient and he would have healed up safer.
Mid lane, do you see that Mickey sitting a little bit low? Leostyle having the lead in terms of CS currently. Does manage to snap up the water ring.
Yeah.
Looks like there's a bounty rune available for Mickey over here. Zone bottle and head right back. Another nice cookie hop in this bottom lane. With the scatter blast, Boxy just trying to put out as much harass as possible. We'll turn his attention over to right to body block, but this is not looking too great for him right now. There's a couple more clicks. That's gonna be a kill for Zai.
Oh my god, he just found himself in a bad spot. Like everything was used on the CK. He just happens to be out of position here, Affliction. And now with CK being so low HP, look at all these creeps coming in on the tower. He wants to farm them, but Zai already going in and zoning. Like, nope, you're not gonna farm this.
And the tango being fed over to Parker.
This wave is huge. There's so many creeps. And he needs HP on CK. This is not gonna be that easy to farm.
He is tucked away in the corner here. Oh, they go and they use that fort.
Yeah, okay, Nyx doesn't TP back bottom. In fact, it's gonna be Elder Titan coming bottom.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
That Affliction is being bullied constantly here. There's not much that Parker can really do. Affliction though is gonna drop the kinetic field. Wander around and look how fast Insane is though. He is just closing this gap real fast, giving off the punches.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
You get the glimpse away though, so have left Parker all alone here with Zai.
Yeah.
Scary, but
Power down.
all right. Although the rest of the team now is making their way over. Are they going to be able to? Nope. He's going to be able to teleport out. And poor Affliction sees himself. This rune is going to just immediately get smacked across the face by Nikkei. Bad luck, my friend.
Walks into a Void Spirit, just dies to like one auto attack and one spell. Yeah, and that tower dying purely to the amount of creeps they had and catapult. But of course, top lane, something similar happens, and Parker manages to find a tower last hit there, so feels a bit happier.
Comforting rune of regeneration.
Pretty quiet middle lane. For the most part. Do have the regen rune over on Leah's style. Gonna try to make a little bit of a play as Boxy is here. Does have the cookie hop. Affliction and Michael, though, making their way over, will be able to protect this Ember Spirit. The glimpse back over onto Boxy. They need a little bit more damage. Kinetic Field's not going to connect in time, though, so Boxy gonna be just fine.
Yeah, middle lane has been fairly quiet, but Leo Style doing a great job. His CS is on point. He's got 50 CS at minute 7:30 here, so he's quite rich on this Ember. Looks like he's going for face boots as soon as possible.
Oh no. Alright, they managed to go dodge around it.
Yeah, manages to use the W to more glimpse.
It always feels bad moment when you end up getting glimpsed.
Dire's middle tower.
Step
is
forward
under
here from
attack.
Leo Style. He's gonna just have to
Gracious.
just run away, and it is the rune top. It's an invis.
A lot of 6 heroes are just sitting around mid. They know that this dire mid tower is the goal for Infamous. They want to move there and do something, but Liquid protected pretty well. For now, though, I think Infamous, they've given themselves the good start that we were talking about during the draft, that they need to have successful lanes. Bottom lane could have gone better, but still a good spot.
And Affliction is just constantly getting jumped upon. Now Liquid, they're gonna back away from Leo and Michael. Not a lot of mana left over here on Leo Style, which is a little bit scary right now, as he's just getting chased here. And they do have the sentry. They don't have any more detection though after a certain point, so he's gonna be able to survive this. Does get a little bit of a slide off over onto Insignia, but while this is going on, over on the low ground, this Enchantress is just getting bursted down. It's another kill here for Mickey.
Is under attack.
Michael Foles. They will continue the chase. Leo, he really wants this kill, but it's just proven to be too difficult. Zai is here. He does have duel if he wants to try to make anything happen, but he needs the backup of his team. He's not going to be able to do it, so most likely... Oh, but a nice play from Insadia. Nope, the slight from Leo Style will finish him off.
This is really good by Infamous. They're getting kills, making stuff happen while they're having their carry farming. So CK is just getting away with a lot of time to himself on top lane. He is pulling ahead quite a bit. He's 4.7k net worth here. We're only at minute 9:30. And the most farmed is Legion Commander on the side of Liquid with 3.6. So he's going to go for this armlet. Once he has it, he can probably just go and bully people.
It is wild to think that, like, back in the day, like, laning stage wouldn't be done until about like 10 minutes or so. And just how fast the game moves now.
Yeah, laning stage breaks a bit earlier now in competitive Dota than it used to, for sure. Now normally around like minute 6 you start seeing a lot of movement, both the supports moving around a lot and even core switching lanes.
Is it just because of the fact we have so many more runes that are available that kind of help prompt this sort of rotation?
Yeah, I feel like it's partly that, and also teams putting more emphasis on taking towers, especially now in this patch when you don't get the glyph back for, you know, every single tier 1 tower. It's much easier to take every single tier 1 tower and then move on.
Are scanning.
Before you had the reset on every tier 1 tower, so making aggressive moves from one lane to another was harder. Now it's just slightly enabled. We have a glimpse smoke coming in here again, looking potentially to make something happen.
I will say, while this is all going down, absolutely no pressure has been placed on Parker. He has had the run on top area, because just like you said, there's a billion heroes over in this mid lane at any given time. Zai also having a lot of freedom, but not quite sitting as nicely. Ooh, good cookie though coming out from Boxy. Gonna poke away at Leo Style just a little bit. As they do manage to find a flip. Man, this guy is just always wrong place, wrong time.
Yeah, last game and this game, he is dying a lot. Poor guy.
That feels bad.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Like, I understand, like, you know, the idea of him wanting to get some vision up or whatnot, but that just the timing on that. Probably not the best time to be there and be so separated from your team.
He's 3-digit net worth right now. He's got 960. Poor guy.
Dire's top
Spare
tower
some
is
coin.
under attack.
Toss a coin to your disruptor.
Oh, speaking of tossing coins, Lifestealer going for that juicy Midas. Midas is.
Mickey, a good cookie though, making sure that Mickey can jump out. That was looking a little spoopy there for a second. Have to say that Boxy playing very well on the Snapfire.
Yeah, he's doing great. He hasn't been out of position really once yet, and he's making some really great moves. Good skill usage. I want to see more combinations with his ulti though, is one thing that I'm looking towards, because right now it feels like whenever you have Snapfire ulti ready in the early game, that's a bit of wasted potential. It's so much damage. Would love to get that used. Maybe top with a duel. Perhaps be good, but I think they're missing like one more person if they want to kill a CK.
Yeah, I think they need a little extra burst there. Just the... Although,
Void wants to come
Snapfire
over.
Kisses does quite a bit.
Yeah, it does quite a bit,
guess
but
the
the life steal
duration.
too from CK. So maybe if they had the Void Spirit to help disable him as well.
Yeah, the Astral Step, dude.
Looks like they're not gonna get him in the end. And meanwhile, Frank is gonna be the one just walking in now, checking the high grounds a little bit. You gotta protect Affliction so he doesn't get picked off again.
He's back, but Michael, there it is. Those the Snapfire Kisses we talked about. Plenty of nuke damage to sleep over onto Leo style too. Not gonna be able to get over there as quickly as he likes. Does have that double damage. He'd love to do something with it, but not able to land those chains. Gonna continue. They do have the vision. Will be able to land over onto Mickey. Doesn't have any of those steps left, but they do have a glimpse. And again, he's going to be able to
Radiant's
disjoint it,
courier
escape
has been
easily. And it's just a whole lot of chase for nothing, it feels like.
Yeah, it's... I mean, they're not really playing for objectives now, so these skirmishes don't necessarily result in that much going down. Nobody's threatening a tower right now. It's just people kind of fighting for the sake of fighting, which I love. I'm completely down with this. I think someone who also loves this is both Parker and Matumba, because they're just off fighting creeps while this is happening. So we have Lifestealer and CK farming up, but CK being this much ahead already, and I would say CK versus Lifestealer is a favorable matchup as well. You have to feel pretty good if you're Infamous right now.
Yeah, again, it feels like Parker has not been pressured hardly at all in the last like 5 minutes or so.
Yeah, early laning stage was a lot of pressure, and he struggled then. But ever since they got out of that, he's been having a great time top lane.
Let's see, what do we have coming up for items?
Radiant
So it looks like it's going to be the BKB for Zai. Let's have a Falcon Blade completed.
Yeah.
Yules for Mickey. Foxy doesn't have any plans in life just yet. He's still figuring that out. Dragon Lance for Michael. Wraith Pack here for Undying.
Yeah, interesting he goes for the Wraith Pact still. I mean, it's a very popular item, and for good reason. It's super strong, but also thought that he might go for a different approach on this Undying. But this is going to be more the aura approach.
Never refuse gold.
Would you have wanted something like an Ags Rush on him, considering he's a core? Or?
No, I don't really favor the Aghanim so much, but I think BKB and Blink Dagger and Charge, those three items work extremely well for core Undying. I think at that point you could just, you know, see the Legion Commander or anyone else just blink in on them and chase them down. But this is more the 5-manning item, which bodes well. I mean, we talked about how Infamous felt like they were not really playing together as much. This game, that's not really the case, right? Parker is farming and playing alone, but the rest of them, all of them are going together, trying to coordinate and get something done together.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
No, I like this a lot
Radiant's
better.
top
I like the
tower
fact
is
that they are
under
moving
attack.
together. They are making these plays and grouping up as 4 while the CK farms. Do need to be careful though, because
Dire's
I has
bottom tower
completed
has
the
fallen.
Blink Dagger, has opted to go for that
Radiant's
over the
top tower
BKB.
is under
And I
attack.
kind of like this choice. I feel like that's really important to kind of lock down Leo's style or whoever.
Yeah,
Dire's bottom
it
tower
helps
is
get
under
value
attack.
out of the Snapfire ulti as well, and enable stuff like even just an infest gank, right? If you have Lifestealer nearby, you can always infest and blink and duel. I think this is very worth to go back for. And also might be not very expected. They haven't seen the blink yet, and they did see that he had Ogre Club. So they probably thought he's gonna go BKB for sure. So this blink dagger might come as a big surprise.
They're smoked up and they're prepared to use this power spike, and they have a Lifestealer bomb to boot.
There it is.
So they don't have the vision, but Mickey will be the one who walks forward immediately. He's gonna get silenced. They'll try to get the heal off over to Mickey. They just can't save him in time. Lisa jumps into 3 heroes over here. Jumps back now. Zai getting dragged back. Does have that Lifestealer bomb, but the damage coming out now from Parker is pretty huge. So they'll be able to get the kill on Zai. They're looking to see if they can get their hands on Matu here. Another slice will get a little bit of that vision. The drag back here. This is not looking good for a Lifestealer. It is Michael who will slay Matumba.
Wow. I mean, he doesn't have Yules yet on Void Spirit, so him walking up high ground and going first, it's not safe. And even though you have Presti attack on your team, that doesn't save you from the Static Storm. If Static Storm is on the ground, you're still going to be silenced. You're still going to die to the right clicks coming out from the CK, the Ember. And in the end, that went horribly wrong for Liquid. I think they needed to send in something like Elder Titan just walking up the high ground, looking clueless, and then the rest could have followed up. But
I like the looking clueless bit. Just like dum 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 dum.
Yeah, someone has to, you know.
I'm a big dumb.
Someone has to bite the bullet.
Where was Boxy during that though? Like, because I feel like his cookie is so incredibly important in those sorts of situations when they have the Static Storm. As Zai, the jump forward here from Parker, the drag back, the slight from Leo style. He is not allowed to touch creeps in his own jungle, and they have so much vision up too. If you take a look at all these observers placed by the side of Infamous, they're feeling very hungry and very aggressive, and I like it.
I'm very happy for the way Infamous have kind of, you know, woken up from the previous game, because I felt like they were not really completely present in the game that we saw there. They were kind of just waddling around and getting beat up by Liquid, but here they're really taking control of the game. They're making moves and they're going for top tower now with CK, while also staying aggressively positioned with the rest of them, looking for kills, deep wards like you said. Mid might be a catch again.
Yeah, they do manage to find Boxy, but they're not going to hard commit on it.
It's under attack.
That's going to open up now this whole area of the jungle. They've already taken the outpost since they've taken the bottom tower, but even more just real estate available for Infamous to choke away from the side of Team Liquid.
Yeah, and now of course when you take tier 2 towers, you can back out. The outpost is already taken. You can go into Roshan. This will be a hard Roshan to contest. Very difficult for Liquid to get there.
I think they're even gonna go for the contest.
No, they can't.
Hoping maybe he'd get his hands on Leia style here. It does have that remnant up though, so should be absolutely fine. There it is.
Interesting that they opt to put the Aegis still on the CK despite him being so tanky. I thought maybe they want to give it over to the Ember, who has a kill streak and didn't die yet, but I guess if CK is going to be the one to lead the way, having Aegis on him definitely makes it hard for Liquid to solve how they approach initiating.
I mean, this guy's so close to a heart now too. It's going to be so difficult, I think, for Liquid to be able to burst him down fast enough with what he's got.
Even once will be difficult, which is why perhaps the Ember could have had it, but Ember was pushing out bottom as well, so it could just be, you know, if you're not there, you don't get it. CK was the one killing Roche. He deserves to get the Aegis.
You snooze, you lose, friend.
That is how it goes.
Positioning coming out now from Infamous as they're sending over some of these creeps, so just put the little skelly men out.
Oh, Parker says, is anyone gonna defend top? I'll just hit the building.
More than happy with that.
Nice dodge.
Indeed, the dragged back here from that remnant. We go for the glimpse, dragging back over here on design. Let's follow the Sapphire Kisses. This is a decent amount of damage. That is going to be the Aegis. This time, Michael will climb away. Excellent position here. Parker coming right back up again. They still have life on the team. They've got the Wraith Pack too, so they had to use an entire ultimate dedicated just for killing Parker. And yeah, they killed him once, but like we said, they gotta kill him a second time. I don't know if they have the means to do that.
They used to splitter it too, so they don't have the best ways to defend here. I mean, you have duel ready, but how do you duel when you don't have snap ulti or ET ulti? Even Lifestealer committed his, so Yeah, that's
Radiant's
they're
bottom
probably
tower
gonna
is
back
under
off
attack.
on Infamous. And I like the controlled aggression that they have here, saying, okay, you know what? We took your tier 3 tower, we did some good damage, focused on the range racks as well,
Radiant's
which is
bottom
very good.
tower is
I
under
think
attack.
a lot of teams would just go for melee racks, assuming, oh, we're gonna take racks. But they actually prioritized the range racks since they knew we're probably not gonna get this. Like, and then it's better to do the permanent damage. That barracks never heals. But now Liquids, they are looking to be the ones to go, perhaps catch mid.
That's an illusion rune bottled up by Parker, so he's gonna have Phantasm, he's gonna have the illusions, he's gonna have quite the damage here if he decides he wants to go for it. Already Liquid, they're backing off. They feel a bit
Dire's
uncertain
middle
as they'll
tower is under
put the pressure over onto the mid tower. And again, there's just not a lot that Liquid can do about the fact that the CK is just so massive.
Yeah, he's monstrous. I mean, normally Elder Titan is pretty good to have against CK, but there's a difference in ET being level 6 and the CK being level 15.
Oh, Insania.
Dire's top barracks has
Thought for
fallen.
sure Parker was gonna go for a reality rift in. Vi again over here.
Dire's top barracks
Gets
are
spotted
under
out,
attack.
gets hit a couple times. Engage jumping forward, we'll be able to drag back over onto Parker. They'll go drop the status storm and it lands over onto Matumba Man. That's just too much damage. They end up losing Matumba Man very quickly. And Zai now too gets dragged back. They need a little bit more damage. They don't quite have it.
Dire's top barracks
But
are
they
under
will
attack.
indeed take the rest of the racks here in this top zone.
Dire's top
Yeah,
barracks
fantastic
has fallen.
catch there again. I mean, this is looking really brutal now. I don't really see how Liquid are supposed to claw their way back in if Infamous keep moving like they're doing right now. They're really utilizing having the super fat CK. He's sort of acting as a meat shield where nobody's able to go on the Disruptor anymore. Affliction, he died a lot earlier, right? You were saying poor Affliction, always dying, but he died 5 times, but he hasn't died since. He's just sitting behind his CK. He's a big brother coming in, protecting him.
You better talk to me or my son again.
Exactly.
Drag back over on Zai. Nikkei in the middle of everything here, but Parker has his eyes focused. Do use the Earth Splitter, and now it's going to look like he's going to try to just teleport away, but the Yule's coming into play. Michael finishing off over onto Zai. Parker trying to lifesteal off of this, doing so much damage. Oh my god, he kills the Zeta. They'll turn back around. They get Matumba Man, and it's a team wipe on Team Liquid. Infamous. They're feeling very powerful right now.
Yeah, it's looking spicy indeed as they go straight down mid. Didn't lose a single hero. They canceled the CK's TP, but right after they did that, it's like, was that a good thing? Should we have let him TP out? I think you should have let him TP out because he just stays and murders everyone.
Are under attack.
I believe the Pango line was that intentional? It looked intentional.
Yeah,
Dire's middle barracks has fallen.
and
That is going to be another tower and racks, and it looks like they're playing it safe. They're going to go for Megas. Of course, they are going to have most of the heroes on the side of Liquid back up very soon, but again, feeling quite powerful on the side of Infamous. He's got the Mage Slayer online for Chaos Knight, got his heart that he's had finished for a while, and Zai just has not found any luck in being able to get these initiations or, you know, any sort of follows for these duels. It's
Yeah,
just
I mean-
proven to be very difficult. Like, look at this. Parker's just having the time of his life right now. He's like, come get me. I dare you.
they can all use everything they have on him, and I don't think he dies. He's
Well, I
too
mean, they're
fast.
trying. They're using quite a bit on him, but nice positioning from Affliction ensures that they get the kill on Boxy. Leah style zipping right back in. Nikkei trying to climb away. Zai is here over in the corner. Gets dragged over. Gets in for a duel. A little bit of damage there for the Chaos Knight. A little bit of victory. As Insania can't climb into his own base. The GG gets called, so
Radiant's turret
Infamous bouncing back pretty handily here. They'll get themselves a kill on Matu at the very end. You know, a little bit of padding those stats.
Alright, I will say this. I did not expect Infamous to come back and win against Liquid in 25 minutes after game 1 there. That is
Your turn to ban. Five seconds remaining.
His brain is so big.
It goes without saying. This one is
Prepare
in the
for
bag.
battle.
Yes? Line of sight. Uh-huh.
It's as certain as my choice of act.
Course.
This one is in the bag.
Uh-huh.
30 seconds
Yes.
to battle.
A new trajectory. Run and gun. As you say.
First blood, and may the all-knowing one bear witness.
Time for target practice. Yes. My spotter directs. Shrapnel! On target. Eat lead. Body shot.
Did you want that?
Yeah. Full bore. Into the breach. Sure is shooting. Of course. Spot on. Shrapnel. Shoot 'em up. My spotter guides me. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. I'm under attack. Run and gun. Attack. Uh-huh. Spotted. Oh, a few bullets more. You die. Gunpowder justice. Into the breach.
Snatched from your grasp.
My spotter direct. Snipe hunt. Yes. Quick draw. Spotted. You'll sharpen. Easy shot. Yes. A no trajectory. Oh! Oh! Very cute. Going ballistic.
His brain is so big.
Eat lead.
Your top tower is under attack.
Sure is shooting. On target. Easy shot. Spotted. Line of sight. Oh! Yeah.
You have been denied.
Ah! Let's have a go at it. You die. Center of mass. My spotter guides me. Yeah.
Radiant structures are
Under
fortified.
attack. Shoot 'em up. Quick draw. Trick shot.
Double kill.
Of course. Yes.
Your top tower is under attack.
This'll
Dire's
hurt.
structures are fortified.
Sniping. Go for head. Whoa! Gunpowder justice. As you say. Spot on. Shrapnel! Going ballistic. Take this. Yes. Full bore. Yes. Yes. Sure is shooting. Run and gun. Eat lead. Of course. A pin full of bullets. Oh! Target practice. Attack! Uh-huh. Center of mass. A no trajectory. Uh-huh. Going ballistic. Denied. Shrapnel! Snipe hunt. Uh-huh. Yeah. Quick draw. My aim is truer than ever. On target. Trick shot. Take this. Yeah.
The enemy's middle tower has fallen.
Attack! Easy shot.
Your top tower is under attack.
Into the tree. Full bore. My spotter guides me. Yes. Spotted. This'll range. Let's have a go at it. Yes. Of course. As you say. Spot on. My spotter directs. Eat lead. Go ahead. Line of sight.
is under attack.
Bury me with my glaives.
I sputtered thy rings.
Dire's structures are fortified. Your top tower is under attack.
Silence.
Not. For the treasure.
Your top tower is under attack.
Return fire.
His brain is so big.
Your top tower has fallen.
Kill shot. Shoot him up. Full bore. You die. Sniping. Snipe hunt. Yes. Shoot him up. Thunder in my heart. Attack! Yeah. This'll hurt. Spotted. Body shot. Yes. Sure is shooting. Gunpowder justice. Yes. Uh-huh. Quick draw. Of course. Spot on. Easy shot.
Your bottom tower is under attack.
As you say.
Quiet magic.
Not yet. Not yet! Ah! Yeah.
No.
Take this. I'm under attack. Got it. Eat lead. My spotter guides me. Aha. Of course. Eat lead. Run and gun. A new trajectory. Uh-huh.
Stop.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Your bottom tower is under attack.
I was the harbinger of that.
Your bottom tower is under attack. Your bottom tower is under attack.
I was meant to have this. For the treasury.
Spot on. Yes. Of course. Sure is shooting. Yeah. It's not time. I'm not ready. Snipe him.
World on the wing.
A new trajectory.
Your middle tower is under attack. Your middle tower is under attack.
Yes.
Chained in searing heat. This is how it is.
What's that now?
The dead of night.
It's not time yet. Line of sight.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Let's have a go at it. Going ballistic. I'm not ready. Got it. It's not time yet. Not yet. Mark for death.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
It's not time yet. I'm under attack.
Shuttle and loom, I weave doom.
Your middle tower is under attack. Your middle tower has fallen.
My trigger fingers itching for vengeance. Yes. I'm not ready. My spotter directs. Of course. Eat lead. Full bore. Yeah. Into the breach.
Sorry.
This'll hurt. On target.
I was meant to have this.
Uh-huh. On. Target practice. Yes. Spotted. Open. Yes. Going ballistic.
Coin for me.
Uh-huh. Shrapnel. I'm not ready. I'm under attack.
And I.
As you it's not time yet. I'm not ready.
My searing gaze.
That's it.
Dire structures are fortified. Your bottom tower is under attack. Your bottom tower has fallen. Your middle tower is under attack.
Of course.
Your bottom tower is under attack.
Line of sight. Run and gun. Let's have a go at it. Attack! Shrapnel! Snake hunt. Of course.
Your top tower is under attack.
Yes. Aha. Yes. Gunpowder. Line of sight. Spot on. My spotter guides me. Trick shot! Eat lead. Shoot 'em up. Into the breach. Yeah.
Requires magic.
It's not time yet. Nice button. A new trajectory. Take this. Full bore. As you say.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Shrapnel! Of course.
The enemy's bottom tower has fallen.
Run and gun! Snipe hunt! Quick draw! Yes! Spotted! Sure is shooting. Snipe hunt. Spotted. Spot on. Going ballistic. Easy shot. You die.
The enemy's middle tower has fallen.
A new trajectory. My spotter directs. Yes. A mess. Gunpowder justice. Full bore. Shoot 'em up. Sure is shooting. Yeah. Run and gun. Yes. Got it. Take this. Aha.
Greetings, my friend.
Uh-huh. As you say.
Coin for me.
Attack! On target. Quick draw. Let's have a go at it. Steady up. Okay. Line of sight. Yes. Yes. My spotter guides me. Shrapnel! Take this! Yeah. Of course. Yes. Of course. Of course. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. My spotter guides me.
Your middle tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified. Your middle tower has fallen. Dire structures are fortified.
Spotted.
The enemy's top tower has fallen.
Yes. On target. Yeah. My spotter directs. Aha. Eat that. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Spot on. Sure is shooting. Yeah. Gunpowder. Snipe hunt. Full bore. Yes.
The enemy's top tower has fallen.
I'm not ready. It's me. As you say. Sniper. Run and gun. Of course.
Roshan has fallen to the Radiant.
Full bore. Easy job. Ho-ho! My spotter directs. A new trajectory. Yeah. Spotted.
I was meant to have this.
Yes? My spotter guides me.
Your bottom tower is under attack. Dire structures are fortified.
Shrapnel! Spot on.
Sacrifice me. Balance it.
Under attack! I'm not ready!
Grows cold.
I'll avoid any further entanglements.
Radiant structures are
It is
fortified.
not my time.
The enemy's middle tower has fallen.
Reloaded!
The enemy's middle barracks has fallen.
Sure is shooting.
The enemy's middle barracks has fallen.
As you
The enemy's bottom tower has fallen.
Of course. You die.
The enemy's bottom tower has fallen. The enemy's bottom barracks has fallen. The enemy's bottom barracks has fallen. Now our next enemy's middle tower has fallen.
Yeah.
The enemy's middle tower has fallen.
Going ballistic.
Dire victory. Your turn to ban. Five seconds remaining.
Take your best shot. I will.
It's in the
Run
bag.
and gun.
Prepare for battle.
A new trajectory. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Full bore. Snipe hunt.
30 seconds to battle.
Yes. Yes. Sure is shooting.
The battle begins.
As you say. Yes. Of course. Quick draw. Not for the likes of you. Of course. Gunpowder justice. Ah! Line of sight. Easy shot. You die. Shoot him up. Shrapnel.
Well played.
Sniping. My spotter directs. Oh! I'm under attack! Eat lead.
Certainly not.
Spotted.
Fudge, I kind of need you up here with me, or at least ready to hook.
Into the breach. Spot on. Yeah. Let's have a go at it. Yep. Trick shot. Spotted. Aha. My spotter guides me. Quick draw. Center of... Kill shot. Attack!
Radiant's courier has been killed.
Yes! Shrapnel!
Dire's courier has been killed.
Of course. On target. Eat lead. Sure is shooting. Oh! Going ballistic. This'll burn. Spotted. Spot on. As you say. Shrapnel! Spotted. Ready. I'm at eat lead. Yes. Shrapnel! Attack! Body shot. Take this. Yeah. Full bore. Oh! My spotter directs. Knife hunt. I'm under attack. Center of mass. Aha.
Killing.
Oh!
Radiant's courier has been killed.
Into the breach.
Hi. Appreciate it.
Uh-huh. My spotter guides me. Going ballistic.
Sorry, I need to leave.
Run and gun.
My bad.
A new trajectory.
Your top tower is under attack.
Of course. Easy shot.
Your top tower is under attack.
Denied. Yes.
Your top tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified.
Yeah.
Your top tower is under attack.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Run and gun. Mm-hmm. Of course. Yes. Sure is shooting. Aha. Ah. Target practice paying off. Spot on. Invisibility. Ah!
No! Can't silence my belly.
Spotted. Line of sight. Full bore. This'll burn.
Good thing I'm already arranged.
Yeah. No. Not yet. Uh-huh. As you say. It's not time yet! Of course.
Your middle tower is under attack.
On target. Let's have a go
Your
at it.
middle tower is under attack.
Oh, spotted.
Swish, you're dead.
Gunpowder. Shrapnel.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Ah, don't go off half-cocked. Shoot him up.
I'll take that.
My aim is truer than ever. A no trajectory. Uh-huh.
Fresh mate!
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. My spotted direct. Snipe hunt. Trick
Your
shot.
middle tower is under attack.
Oh!
Your middle tower is under attack.
You die.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Kill shot. My spotter guides me. Ah, this will come in handy. Yes.
Avenger's award right there.
Your middle tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified.
A new trajectory. Uh-huh. Gunpowder. My stack.
You just proved my theory.
Your top tower is under attack. Dire structures are fortified. Your top tower is under attack.
Silence!
Never could resist a
Your top tower is under attack.
Oh boy!
Your top tower has fallen.
Greetings, my
Of course! Center of mass. Shrapnel! Line of sight. Sure is shooting. As you say.
Bury me with my place, you Lord Vengeance.
Yes? Ho-ho! Ho-ho! Spot on. Take this. Yeah. Yes. I got it.
I am legend. Boy, flashbang!
Letting me out of your sight was your first mistake, sniper.
Going ballistic. Nice, Hunter.
Crush my heart beats you.
Run and gun. Uh-huh. I'm not ready! Spot on! Not yet! I'm under attack!
I'll take that.
Full bore! Line of sight. Body shot. This'll hurt. Shoot 'em up! Attack!
You are unworthy.
Your top tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified.
Let's have a go at it. Two bullets more. Spotter guide. Trick shot. Spotter directs. Run and gun. Sure is shooting. Yeah. Spotted. Take this. Kill shot. Let's have a go at it.
Your top tower is under attack.
Yes. Yes.
Your top tower is under attack.
Gunpowder. Attack! Yes.
Killing spree. Wicked sick. Double kill. Best death yet.
to the... A new trajectory. Yeah. Spotted. As you say.
Your middle tower is under attack. Your top tower is under attack.
As you say. Going ballistic.
Fresh meat. I accept. Unstoppable rampage.
Very cute.
Just let it roll over you.
Your middle tower is under attack. Dire structures are fortified. Your middle tower is under attack.
How'd that happen? I'll stick to my guns.
Your middle tower has fallen. Your bottom tower is under attack.
Uh-huh. On target.
Your bottom tower is under attack.
Gunpowder justice. Spotted.
No more.
My aim is truer than ever. Of course.
Roshan has fallen to the Radiant.
Let's have a go at it.
Fresh meat.
Uh-huh.
Your top tower is under attack.
Sniper! Reloaded!
Your bottom tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified.
Go, 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 go. Oh my God. So nobody wanted to get the Wraith King? The actual hard carry?
Your top tower is under attack. Your top tower is under attack.
Hey, you targeted the Wraith King. Nice.
Your top tower is under attack.
Run and gun! Into the breach. Yes? Snipe hunt. Spotted.
Yeah, this team sucks.
Run and gun. Attack! Oh, you want it more? Of course. Oh! Line of sight. This'll hurt.
Then you get a couple smokes at some point. We'll want to smoke. Not yet, but at some point.
Aha!
Avenge your boots or in your backpack.
A no trajectory. Yes. Yeah.
Your top tower is under attack. Your top tower has fallen.
As you say.
Alright, look, he talks.
Your top tower is under attack.
Why did I know you sound like that? Honestly, I shouldn't make fun of you if you're like that. That's kind of mean. My bad, my bad.
Your middle tower is under attack. Your bottom tower is under attack.
I know, the Pudge isn't helping you. I feel bad. I guess I could buy some, but...
Your bottom tower is under attack. Your bottom tower has fallen.
I know, I hear you.
Your bottom tower is under attack. Your bottom tower is under attack.
Seeing you all, Foundling's life is all a gift.
Your bottom tower has fallen. Dire's structures are fortified. Your bottom barracks are under attack. Your bottom barracks has fallen.
Full bore.
Your middle tower is under attack. Your middle tower has fallen. Your middle barracks are under attack.
I'm building a future without you in it.
Your middle barracks are under attack. Your middle barracks has fallen. Your top tower is under attack. Your middle barracks has fallen. Your top tower has fallen. Your top barracks has fallen. The enemy now has megabots. Your middle tower is under attack. Your middle tower is under attack. Your middle tower has fallen. Your middle tower has fallen. Your entrance is under attack. Radiant victory.
You